Well, hey friend, it's Sageism, but you can call me Sage, and I know it has been a little longer than what you're used to, but I had a busy past few weeks. I was working on my membership. I had to record a lot of videos, and honestly, I did not have the capacity to really edit my YouTube video, at least not at the level that I wanted to put it out there. But I'm here now, and we got a little bit to talk about. I got quite a few varying requests for the same thing, which was how to instill new beliefs. So let's not waste any time. Let's jump right into it. First off, I want you to look at instilling new beliefs as like getting an oil change. Now, the analogy I'm about to make may not be correct. I am not a car person, but hear me out. Hopefully you get the point. But to my knowledge, when you get an oil change, they have to take out the old oil before they put the new oil in there. And if you just mix the new oil with the old oil, it's gonna be a really shitty result for your car. Maybe your car doesn't function as well, or maybe the oil doesn't last as long as it's supposed to. But the point is you're gonna be sitting in your car wondering why it's rumbling and bumbling when you just got a brand new oil change, right? That's a lot like what's happening when people try to use old affirmations to reprogram their minds before they've dealt with their old beliefs. Affirmations are used to affirm what's already there. Now you can try to use affirmations to change what you're already thinking, and sometimes it might help, but the efficiency, the efficacy of it will not be as good, because you're not using it in a way that it's meant to be used. And I know there's this concept of faking it till you make it, and you may very well convince your conscious mind that you feel a certain way, and you may think deep down that's how you feel, but let me tell you, there's no faking the subconscious. Your subconscious will expose you so quick. And this is why we do shadow work. I won't get into it. I'll link to the video either in the descriptions or the little pop-up right here. But there's no getting around shadow work. You either do it with your therapist when it gets to be too much, or you start proactively doing it on your own. Now, assuming that you have done the work, or at least you've started doing shadow work, your brain absorbs information in 3 ways: repetition, symbols, and trauma. For repetition, my favorite way and the method that I've found to be the most effortless and the most effective is to listen to affirmations while you're sleeping. They make a ton of videos on YouTube that for any affirmation you feel like you need, I guarantee you it's on here. You just play that bad boy while you're sleeping, put it on. It doesn't even have to be super loud. You'd be surprised what your brain absorbs even when you feel like you can't hear it. Put it on low and then just go to sleep. And if you do that for like 30 days straight, I promise you, you'll start to see the results. But I mean, if that's not your thing, if you don't have earphones or something like that, you can always do the age-old method of writing something down over and over again, or you can just go in the mirror and repeat to yourself every morning what you believe, and that's effective too. Really, you can do a combination of all of them. I think that's the sweet spot. Some nights I listen to an audio. In the mornings, I usually tell myself, like, damn girl, you look good. And then sometimes I write down what I want to manifest. It's really up to you, and I find those 3 things to be really good options. For symbols, my go-to methods would be sigils. I don't use this method too much anymore. I used it a lot in the past. And what you're basically doing is you're taking a sentence or whatever belief you want to have. You want to condense it down to a sentence, and you're reformatting the letters into a symbol that's not recognizable by your conscious mind. And once you have that symbol, either you want to burn it in some kind of simple ritualistic way, it's up to you on what you choose to do, or you can hold on to it and put it on your wall. But if you put it on your wall, you should probably do it maybe about a month after you've made the sigil, because you do not want to consciously remember what that sigil says. Otherwise, it defeats the point, and your brain is going to detect the message and cancel it out because it doesn't believe what it's reading. I encourage you to go on YouTube and look at other people's tutorials for how to make sigils. I'm hesitant to make my own just because I do not follow rules. I do things in my own made-up way and for what works for me, and I don't want to misguide anyone or give someone information that is in great contrast to what's widely believed by a majority of people. So go look it up for yourself. It's super simple, not hard at all. And then for trauma, I'm not gonna really talk about it because, you know, trauma. But I think the tips that I just gave you was a really good start on how to start instilling new beliefs. But what you'll find is if you've already done it, then you know what I'm talking about. But as you're doing shadow work, naturally, by canceling out an old belief, the opposite of that belief tends to form automatically. If you had an experience where someone called you annoying and that belief stuck with you, if you get rid of that experience as if it never happened, why would you still think you're annoying? You know what I mean? Like, it just kind of happens by default. These tools that I just gave you are supplementary. They are assistants. They are not the main meal. They're the biscuit and croissant. Okay, quick little insert here because I forgot to say this after I finished filming the whole thing. But an important aspect of doing shadow work would be your visualizations. So when you go back in the past in your head and you're imagining yourself talking to the younger version of you, whatever version of you in that moment of whatever event, you tell them what they need to hear. So I think either I used it before or afterwards where I mentioned someone calling you annoying. Let's use that as an example. When that person comes up to your younger self and calls them annoying, you could be that person to say, "No, you're not. You're amazing. I love everything about you. You are the most amazing person in your world." And you can technically instill a new belief that way. You can imagine yourself as your younger version and say what you wish you would have said to that person and be like, "I'm not annoying, you're annoying. You're just a hater because I'm so cool and you're not." You know, figure out a way to really get into it. But technically that is a new way of instilling beliefs. Okay, I'm out. So I hope this was concise yet thorough enough on how to instill new beliefs. If you have any questions, you already know, just leave a comment. I do my best to respond to each and every one. And do y'all dig my new little filming spot? This felt like more comfortable, like I'm your homegirl and we just talking, and that's why I sat here. But you know the drill. If we're vibing, please feel free to hit the like and subscribe button. And until next time, friend, see ya.